Greetings, ASA members. You'll be happy to know that I'm not going to talk about COVID today, the pandemic, or any of those issues. But I may talk about something worse. Yes, the legislature. We'll highlight a couple of bills that are moving that we would like to stop, but we have not been able to. First, there's House Bill 2112. Representative Udall sponsored it. It passed the House last week, 31-28. This bill prohibits certain instruction. You could call it the CRT bill that doesn't mention CRT. So this bill prohibits a teacher, administrator, or any other employee of a school district, charter school, or state agency who is involved with students and teachers in preschool through grade 12 from using public monies for instruction that promotes or advocates for any form of blame or judgment based on race, ethnicity, or sex, and for allowing instruction that promotes or advocates any of the following concepts: that one race, ethnic group, or sex is inherently, morally, or intellectually superior to another, or that an individual, by virtue of their race, ethnicity, or sex, is inherently racist, sexist, or oppressive. Violation makes the teacher subject to discipline by the state board and the district subject to a $5,000 fine per violation. So how about that? Now let's move on, and that's moved through the House, so it's out of the House now, going to the Senate. And so teachers, be careful what you say or do. Districts, get out the James Madison $5,000 bill. Oh, they quit making that. So you'll have to do a voucher. Senate Bill 1326. This is school course equivalence, sponsored by T.J. Shope. It passed Senate Ed, so it's going to the floor of the Senate. Now this one requires school districts and charter schools to allow students in grades 9 through 12 to earn one elective credit per year for any of the following course equivalents. So they can earn now a high school credit, one per year up to 4, for any of these things. If they work 5 hours per week over the course of a semester. What kind of job? Oh, any job, it doesn't specify. Or if they participate in an organized sport, including off-campus leagues, including sports that are not organized by the school district or charter, if they're organized by a for-profit or a non-profit organization, if they participate in a club sport, or it goes further, if they participate in learning opportunities, for example, tutoring, STEM clubs, internships, apprenticeships, community arts, music lessons, community theater. So if a student takes music lessons, they can get a credit at your high school for those music lessons, or community theater, or Aunt Marjorie teaching them how to sing. There are no guidance, no specifications. Normally a course credit has to be 123 hours. Not this, that's waived. So if they play club soccer, that gets a high school credit. If they take Maryland School of Dance, that gets a high school credit. And they can earn up to 4 high school credits in their career for these things. And your high school must give them credit. There's no passing a test to see that if there's equivalency. Now, it also includes community college classes, university classes. We have no problem with those. Also specifies the students must be included in the ADM, of course they would be, but mandates that schools shall identify an elective course for students who work. So for example, if a student works at McDonald's or any other place, they can get high school credit for that job, up to 4 credits in the course of their career. And finally, it allows the state board to adopt rules to allow out-of-school experiences to satisfy the academic standards for students in K through 8th grade. So the law specifies high schools, but it allows the state board to set up these standards so K through 8th graders can get, I don't know, what's a course equivalent for kinder through 8th grade? this opens the door for that as well. Are there inequities here? Possibly. Club sports are expensive. Dance lessons, music lessons, all of that costs money. Can all parents afford these things or only some parents? So does this create inequities? If you're in a rural school, do you have less opportunities than students in urban schools? So we oppose this bill. We will be opposing it again. There are no definitions for elective credit. There are no standards set up for how to measure these. So this is a concern. Finally, let's talk about the transparency bills. There are at least 7 bills that require transparency of materials and curriculum. In other words, most of these bills require all of the materials, textbooks, library books, research materials, worksheets, any materials that a teacher might use during the course of a school year be put up online in advance so parents can review them. Of course, that won't take any time at all. Here's some of these bills that you might want to take a look at. Senate Bill 1211 says all materials must be listed on the internet, and they not only must be listed, they must be sortable and searchable by subject. 2247, that's a House bill. House Bill 2315 especially focuses on any reading material. 2370, 2439 focuses on the school library. All of these would place a tremendous burden on teachers to basically upload all materials, curriculum, lesson plans, or any books students would possibly see or be exposed to. Robert Robb of the Arizona Republic said these bills make teacher working conditions worse. And I've included a link to his article in this message. Now let's talk about some opportunities for leadership within ASA. Our elections for these officer positions are in March, and you can see them on the screen here. If you're interested, contact me or Margot Spiker at our office. Finally, remember that we have some upcoming professional development. Women in Leadership, March 31st. The Higher Ed Conference, April 29th. The Institute for Excellence, June 5th through 7th. The Summer Conference, June 12th through 14th. And a couple other opportunities here. The Flynn Foundation, the Flynn Brown Leadership Academy. That's the premier civic leadership program in Arizona. If you want to apply for a fellowship for the Flynn Brown Academy, deadline is February 28th. Information in this email. And the West Ed Leadership Summit for Women in Education is April 28th. It will be held in person at Central Arizona College. And if you're interested in submitting a presentation proposal, that link is in this message. If you're interested in the Cognia remote engagement reviews, that's what used to be school visits for accreditation. They're being done online. I've got a link in this message for that. Lots of opportunities for participation. And finally, the ASA Latino Aspiring Superintendents Academy. That's a year-long academy for aspiring superintendents. You can follow the link to the webpage in this message as well. So stay tuned for further information from us on the legislature, because they're still in session, they're still working, and we will keep you in touch with the nefarious dealings that are going on there.